So it's been a while since I've made a video. I've had a pretty busy spring between helping a farmer plant corn and just getting all of my stuff ready to go for the year, mechanical work and whatnot. But hey, we're cutting hay. I think it's May, let me look at my phone, May 29th. And I got all of my personal hay cut yesterday. And today we're on to the customer stuff. Here's a alfalfa field. It's really wet. You can see on the tires, it's wet, but the mower conditioner's doing an okay job. Doing okay. See how much is sticking. It's wet, but today's, let me look at the phone again. Today's Thursday and we have good hot weather coming up all the way until Tuesday. So yeah, we have a good window to get everything done. I'll probably come back and ted this. I have one of my own fields that I'll ted as well. But we got the 1755 out, and I thought I saw something down here leaking. Oh well, I'm not worried about it. I topped it off on hydraulic fluid before I started yesterday, so it's good to go. And greased the mower conditioner and put fuel in the tractor this morning, so we're ready to go. I'm all done first cutting hay. I didn't record as much as I wanted to, primarily because I had to replace this hydraulic hose. It blew about in here on the old one, and the old one had all the, metal exposed, so it was due. I'm not mad about it, but I did have to quit and run 20 minutes to go get a new hose made. Fortunately, 5 minutes later, I had a new hose and put it back on and we were going again. But I just kind of focused on getting done after that. But the 1755 did great. Just leaked everything, and the mower conditioner did good. Besides blowing that line, obviously now I have to replace some teeth that have broke, and I have a rock guard that broke as well, but overall pretty good. Yeah, you can see all the chaff and everything that gets all over this thing just because, well, they leak. I did top off the hydraulic fluid in the tractor after I replaced that line and bled it, and it's fine, good to go. We'll be switching it over to baling here pretty soon. I also had to take the 1655 out, and there was about, I don't know, an acre horse pasture that someone wanted me to brush hog down, so I did that real quick. With the 1655, this thing is so much louder than the 17. With its gasoline engine, it's actually quite ridiculous. I'm glad that I wear headphones. But that's all done. First cutting's done. I think I did about 25 acres in the last 2 days. It's a lot of small patches. And we'll be probably tedding tomorrow, and then switching to raking and then baling. Okay, that's it. Alright, well, now it's Saturday. I actually didn't even get on a tractor yesterday. I was going to ted some, but the fields that I thought I needed to ted, they actually started drying down really nice, and we have a few that are ready to rake. And I'll probably end up actually baling this afternoon if I get time and I get everything raked that I want to. So we're starting off, the dew's off the ground. Got the H hooked to the Oliver 107 rake, and we're gonna go rake a few fields. I already topped off the oil on the tractor, fueled it, greased the rake, so we're all ready to go. Okay, done raking for the day. Put in about, I don't know, 5 hours in with the H and the Oliver rake. The Oliver rake, it's having an issue, and a lot of 107 rakes have this where I don't even know how to explain it. These bearings get loose. Obviously that one, the bolts backed out, but they get loose like that, and it changes the angle of the teeth, and the teeth have been rubbing on the guides and causing it to bind up. So I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that. I don't think you can get these ends anymore, unfortunately, but oh well. Raking's done. I've got the baler out, hooked to the 806. I was going to use the 1755 to bale because this tractor uses a little less than 1 gallon per acre, being a diesel, and the 806 being a gas uses like 3 gallons an acre. Even just idling around, it really doesn't work this tractor much to pull the baler. But you have to have a monitor to run the baler, and I'm just kind of out of time to switch the monitor over to the 1755, so I'm not even going to mess with it. We're just going to bale with the 806 at least a little bit, get my stuff done this evening. It's getting on closer to 5 o'clock now. It's Saturday now, and I was supposed to have until Sunday. This thing always comes unlatched by itself. I was going to have until Tuesday to make hay, but now they've put rain into the forecast for Tuesday, so I have just tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday to get all of my stuff and my customer stuff done, which most everything's raked at this point. I'm going to hopefully get all of my stuff baled this evening. I'm doing all round bales for first cutting, but probably going to do some square baling for the customers this first cutting. We'll see if I actually have time to do that, but we're going to top the oil off on the 806, put gas in it. I've already went through the baler this spring already, and it's all ready to go. So yeah, see you in the field. We are done with raking. It is day 4 of hay. It's currently Sunday, and I went ahead and raked everything. You saw a little bit of that. So that's all done. I'm going to round bale everything but one field, the field that you saw before now. It's been a few hours since I did that this morning. Kind of let everything dry up just a little bit more, but I'm going to go ahead and fuel up the 806. But in the meantime, I went and picked up these 2 hay racks. Had pretty cheap price on them, so despite having some rot, this front one has a really nice gear under it, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do some repair work on some of the boards, which is fine by me. For the price that I paid, I will do some work, but I haven't had a hay rack ever. Whenever I square bale, I just leave the bales in the field and then go back and pick them up later on that car trailer that's back there. So, hey, hay racks. But that should be nice for when I start square baling, second and third cutting. Won't need them just yet, but they were close and they were cheap, so they're at the farm. But we're gonna get this thing. This morning I went and got more twine for it because I ran out and had to switch to 9,000, which is for the square balers. 9,000 twine, I mean. So take that out of there, switch it back to 16,000 for round bale use, and make some bales. Okay. Yep. Get that reset. Got the Model 46 square baler hooked up to the 300 over here at the little small patch of clover that we're going to square bale. Gonna have to find a place to put the camera. And this is the first time the baler's been used this year. I went ahead and greased it and everything. It'll probably miss a few bales, but hopefully, if everything goes good, it should start, picking them up and tying them after the first one. Tying the bales, I can't believe it. Guess I could tighten these down a little bit. Yeah, those feel good. I'm very happy with that. Didn't miss a single bale. Feels good. Okay, let's get you put some up here. I just got done. I had seen the tire was in the process of going flat halfway through the field, and I just finished, and it finally decided to leave the chat. So that's good. I'll have to drop the baler here and take the tractor back home and come back later with a truck and a different rim. But field's done. What little bit there is here. It says we made 30 bales, so hey, that's pretty good. But that's it for square baling. I'll have to finish a few more fields of round baling, and then we'll be done for first cutting hay. I'm done for the day. Did go back with the truck and get this tire swapped over. Robbed a tire off with a 1755 and just pulled it home with the truck. Now I have to put a new tire on this rim because I imagine that's the original IH rim. This is a pretty original baler, all things considered, and I just can't believe that it started off the day and made bales with no issues at all. It didn't miss a single bale. Almost makes me not want to use the Oliver one over there, which I just got this year. I've had this thing for 4 years, and it's honestly a really nice baler. So yeah, I'm done for the day. All I have to do tomorrow is round bale, I think, I don't know, 4 or 5 fields left, and they're small at that, so I'll knock through it really quick. Got 2 fields done today with this. I wasn't really trying to push to get round bales made today, but made a few more, gave the goats a little bit. But this was a pretty successful day if you consider the hay racks. These will be really nice behind either the Oliver or the International baler. So yep, we'll be back at it tomorrow. Day 5. We're getting the last of everything rolled up now. And I just plugged the pickup on the baler. Oh! Alright, 10 minutes later and we're back going again. I actually ended up picking up a little piece of branch that fell off of one of those trees. And that kind of clogged up the baler a bit. But also these Case IH 430 balers, when you're starting a bale, they really like to plug up. They're honestly not the greatest baler ever built. Anyone that's ran one can tell you that much. This one's still kicking, and my grandpa bought it too. So just shift it down another gear and we'll go look. But I had to get in there, and the best way to clear a clog out of one of these balers, I'm gonna make a bale. The way to clean one of these balers out is to lift it back up and basically pull whatever baler you've made out, and then clean it out from the inside instead of trying to get underneath it. Pick up this way. It just doesn't work. So you roll out the bale that you already made and go again. Yeah, these have problems starting bales, and then the thing that cuts the twine works that time. But man, it's giving me so many problems. It works pretty good. Alright. Yep, I have this field and then 2 more small ones to go, and then first cutting is done. I already got all of mine done this morning. We're just bringing you back in about noon now. It's gonna rain tomorrow, and another farmer out by me, he's got a bunch of alfalfa down. He hasn't even raked it yet, so I talked to him when we were passing by each other, and he said he's really hoping to get his hay done today. I said, I think there's rain coming tomorrow. He said, yeah, it looks like it. So I hope he can get his stuff up. I might stop by it later and see if he needs any help, because, well, I've got the baler hooked up. I don't know, but we're gonna get this all wrapped up real quick and then be done. sun's out and the sun's going down, and we're all tucked away here. First cutting is done, at least for the time being. Came back home with the 806 and the baler, and there was a guy in a truck that followed me into the barn lot here, and I thought like, oh shit, what did I lose on the road or something? And he said that he had a buddy a few miles away from here that had 10 acres of hay down and didn't have a baler to bale it anymore. So I said, well, let's go over there and check it out, see if I can help him out. And it was about 10 acres of alfalfa, raked, ready to go to bale. And a guy was there, and I talked to him, gave him a price on me doing it. He agreed, but he said that he's getting those bales wrapped and needed to know if his wrapper could handle my bales, because that baler makes 4x4, 4-foot diameter, 4-foot width round bales, and that's pretty small. So I said, okay, I need to run and get more twine for the baler, and I need to put gas in the tractor, because I hadn't anticipated it. So when I was on my way to the store to get more twine, he called me and said, hey, his wrapper won't do the bales, but I'm going to keep your number for second cutting. So I don't know, maybe there will be more custom baling for this thing in the future yet, but for now, it's put away. Got the baler put away, got the rake put away, the H is in here. I don't know how much you can see on this GoPro. Got the mower put away, got the 1755 in here, 1655, the 300, and you probably can't even see this anymore, but the Super M. I don't know how, but all 6 tractors fit. The Super M's pretty well tucked up against the wall over there, and I've got them tire to tire, but there's about a foot, oh, actually probably 2.5 feet of room over here on this tire on the 806. So heck yeah, 6 tractors in here and 3 of them being pretty big. I'm happy with that. But we're supposed to be getting some rain tomorrow, coming in about noon, so I got everything put away in time. It was actually kind of a beautiful day. It got hot after that guy called me and said, you know, he didn't need me to bale anymore. I just went home and kind of rested for a few hours, cooled off, and then I came back and put everything away. Went and actually brush hogged with the 1655. There's a cemetery on this property that I mow. It's a easement deal with the county, and there's a little lot next to it that's, you know, private property, and I'd like to make some hay off of it, but it's just been growing up in shrubs for years, so I'm trying to knock down all the shrubs and get them out and let the grass establish itself. So I've been brush hogging it every once in a while. I think everything's done. I can't believe it. This is really the first harvest where like things have kind of fallen into line. Everything is worked out. Even though there were a few breakdowns, they weren't major. And had time to clean the shop. So that was really nice. Now I get to work on this and the mower conditioner because it needs all new sickle sections. Okay, that's it. I'll record a little bit of this while we still have a scrap of daylight. Probably can't see it on the camera as well as I can, but man, there are a bunch of bales up here in this field. Pretty cool. This top field here is just under 10 acres and made 45 bales, so I'm totally happy with that. Better than last year, and hopefully we get a little bit of rain between now and second cutting so I can actually make more than I did last year. I think I only got 8 bales off of this, but I'm gonna be square baling it instead of round baling it, so hopefully that'll be more bang for my buck. I'd really like to, that's an old, I mean it's old John Deere elevator. It actually still has like the transmission that comes off of it to run it with a belt, which I could technically do. I have the H that has a belt pulley on it, but that thing's been sitting outside for eons, and I have no idea what I'd need to do to get it going again. It's meant for ear corn. I imagine I could use it to move bales up, but it'd probably just be cheaper and easier to go get a bale conveyor. But I do eventually want to have an elevator for ear corn. I don't know. Okay, now I'm actually ending the video.